So yeah, we are finally here. I wanted to do a Vlogmas for so long, but I never start because I was always thinking, what should I film? I'm so spontaneous, so to me, taking and filming the whole day and my private life isn't like the thing I really want to do. So I'm all related to photography and some tips and tricks and some behind the scene. So I was thinking a lot about this Vlogmas because this is my very first Vlogmas this year and I really wanted to do. To me, it is something that you learn, that you love to watch. Even I love to watch the Vlogmases, and I was thinking to do something, but not like everyday life. I don't want to share some private life. I was thinking, how should I do it? And I came to the idea that I want to share some tips and tricks, behind the scenes, so very productive Vlogmas where you can learn also and which will be useful to you and not only look and doing nothing. So to me was very important just to share something that will be very useful to you. Some behind the scenes tips and tricks like communication, like the first one. And when I do the behind the scenes, I want to share how I came up to this idea, what tips and tricks I want to share with you. So during all these Vlogmases, I want for you to be a very productive, and to me that is so much important. First Vlogmas will be all about photography, so how to start with photography. And I think December is such a nice month, full of festive vibes and celebrations. So if you have a motivation and inspiration to start, I think this is the best time, because today I will share some 7 ways how to start with photography and what is important when starting. I shared some tips and tricks on my Instagram, but here I want to go a little bit deeper and I want to share all the value information to you. So let's start. Before we start, I would like to tell something about myself. So my name is Joanna Rikalom. I'm a fine art and portrait photographer. I live in Serbia and I started with photography 9 years ago. Yeah, time flies really fast. So back then I discovered one photography website. It's called Flickr. And when I found that website, I was speechless. Like, I couldn't believe what I see with my eyes, because back then I didn't think about photography in that way. I was seeing like person standing near the tree, like hugging, smiling, and that was photography to me. When I saw these amazing concepts, like all these emotions, all these models, I was standing and I couldn't believe with my eyes. So something in me, my inner voice, was starting talking to me and say, Joanna, yeah, you should try this because this is something to you. Yeah, I feel that. So this is something that will work for me. And I studied law. I couldn't find myself back then. My mother studied a law as well. So I said, yeah, I will study law as well. I didn't find myself anywhere else. I love photography, but not that much to be a photographer. So when I was discovered this website, I was amazed. So, and that is the point where I was thinking, yeah, maybe I should do this type of the job. So yeah, let's see where this lead me. But when I was starting, I didn't know where to start. I didn't know how to act. I didn't know how to find the models. I didn't know how to make a prop, where to take photos, which camera to use, which lenses. So I was very lost, and wow, the camera gear and the lenses was a big headache to me. So today we will speak about 7 ways what is important when you're starting with photography. And let's start with the first one. First one is inspiration. So inspiration is a process where you're feeling inspired, like something inside of you click, and then you have bursts of emotions, like of creation, that you want to go outside and create something, and you only grab your camera and you run outside and take lots of photos. So when you're thinking about inspiration, you don't have to wait and like feel, yeah, how to be inspired right now, what should I do, should I write something, and you don't have a rule when it comes to inspiration. Yeah, you feel something inside of you and then you start creating. For every person is different and everybody is individual. So if you feel something that is happening inside of you that you want to go somewhere and create, then it is a sign for you to have to create. So you all have signs, just to have to recognize it in the right moment. So if I speak about inspiration, I want to get a little closer to you and describe it as like you're going to the shopping mall and then you want to buy a really nice shirt, and then you are thinking what shirt I need, what shape I need, so what color. So you all think about these details, and when you're walking through the shopping mall, then you are seeing all these beautiful clothes, and then when you see the one you wanted, then you stand and then look at this and say, wow, this shirt is really nice. I will go into this shopping mall and I will go into this store and I will try it. So you go closer to the shirt, then you see what colors is it, what shape, what style, and you go and take and try this shirt. So it is the same like photography. If you are walking through the forest, if you are driving through the road, and then you see some beautiful scenery, some beautiful field, some beautiful forest, then you stop by, you not only look and say, yeah, this is a nice forest, oh, it's already gone, because if you're driving and if you're walking, you are passing by this beautiful forest. Next time, please take some time and spend 10 minutes just to see this forest a little bit closer, to stop by, to go into the forest, or to stand on the field and then just feel the space around you. So if you feeling the space, then you know what you are doing and what you can create on that location. So for example, if you are in the forest, then you see how the trees are looking, what colors, what shape. If you are looking at the color of the flower or the leaf, then you have to think, maybe it reminds you of the color of the dress, of the color of the hair, of the color of the eyes. So something has to be connected very well for this location. Then you go to the forest and then you see this beautiful path and say, oh my god, this maybe a lots of balloon will look good here. So you don't have a rule what will look good on location. If you know how to use the right elements and make a good connection on the location, then it is good. So the most important thing is to be good to you. And when you look at the photo and when you look at that location and you see everything is on the right place and like you wanted, I think everybody else will love it, because you share to the world like you see. And when you describe it and when you share with the public how you see it, I think the people will love. If you immediately start talking, I'm not satisfied, this look awful, then everybody else will think the same, because you already share that bad emotion with somebody else. But if you feel emotional, if you feel motivated, and then if you just share this to the people, then they will be happy about you if you are happy. So think about that when you're starting. So be inspired. Inspiration is a practice, so you must practice your mind to be inspired like every time. And inspiration comes from different sources such as books, movies, stories, people, life, nature. I'm inspired by the life, by people, by nature. So when I see some beautiful scenery, or when I meet somebody who I really like, or the story of the facial expressions, then I think about this. I write down my ideas and I write down my thoughts, and then I later combine these to the final piece. Next thing is a path or a choice. So path is connected to the style you want in photography. So when you're starting with photography, you don't know where to start. Like, you don't know if you want to take photos of the people, of the food, of the street. You have lots of things to think about. So this is okay, this is normal, so don't panic or something like that, because it's happening to all people when starting some job. So when you start, just think. I think everybody already know what to love to take photos of: people, food, streets, nature. If you have preferences to look at the beautiful trees and sceneries, when you wake up, you are waking up at 5 a.m. and then start looking through the windows and look at these beautiful sceneries, then you probably love to take photos of nature, landscapes. If you want to meet the people, then to take a look about the clothes, the hair and makeup. Then you love to take photos of the people. If you love to eat, if you love to decorate the food on the table, if you want to think about what type of the food you will love to combine on the table, then I think you're a full photographer. If you want to take photos of design, of styles, of interior, then you're probably interior photographer. So I think you already know, but because of other factors such as if you're too shy, if you don't know how to communicate with the models, then you don't want to choose the people photography, because there you have a lot to talk with the people and maybe you don't know how, and then you go to the other styles where you don't have people. Please, at the beginning, don't do that, because you will do everything just if you start, and you will pass all the fears, because this is all practice. Trust me, it is not like nobody is born like this. It is something that you learn through the whole journey, through the whole process, and you must enjoy the whole process. I'm talking this because I was the shyest person on earth, and because I love dresses, I love beautiful faces, and that is how I started. It was very hard. Like, I was shaking to every photo shootings, to every project, but at the end it was very useful to me, and it is such a nice lesson I learned that now it's so easy to me, like, to speak with the people, to communicate, and I don't care, like, I don't think about these details. And maybe you don't have enough money or a budget to invest on these projects, so that is why you are taking photos of the nature, of the flowers, because this is easiest for you. But think about this. If you're taking photos of the flower, close-ups, nature, and you want to take photos, like if you have some mind-blowing ideas and you don't share that with the world just because you don't have maybe a budget or you're too shy with the people, and then you're only taking flowers and nobody will see this idea. It is so sad. Because if you can't afford maybe a beautiful dress, you can always ask a boutique or shops or the stores to rent a dress for you, or a friend or a family member, just for that one photo shoot. You don't have to take photos outside on the mud or something like that. Make sure to take photos on inside and think about like similar idea you have in your head. So please, if you do this, you will see how you change the whole reaction of the people and the whole point of view. So you have always other ways how you can do something, and if you just think about it, what is the best, how you can do it, I think you can make a lot of progress. Next thing is practice. Practice makes perfect. You already learn and you already listen to these sentences a lot, but this is very true, because when you first taking photos of something and then you next day come to the same location, same model, same dress, same setup, you think about new ideas and new details, because you already done the first day and now you want to bring more. So this is why the practice is so important. And if you don't know where to start, I think the best is to maybe just take 1 month and bring balloons, flowers, the props you have in your home, bring your friend, bring some dresses, some clothes, and then you experiment. Bring the model and then try with 1 balloon, 2 balloons, maybe combining balloons and candles or something else, and try with some crowns, try with different colors, and then you will see how much you can learn and how much your mind can think about anything else. I want to share one example with you with balloons or the candles. Let's say candles, okay. For using candles, you don't have to go outside. You can use candles inside, and this will be much better because you have a dark room, and when you're using the candles and when you light them up, then it will be more mystic and more dreamy. But you can use outside when it's too dark outside, and then if you have a model somewhere holding these candles, can look very nice. But imagining that you are taking 1 candle with you and you're going to the location with 1 model. Then you're coming to the location and then you're putting someone on the field, and then model is standing, and then you're thinking, yeah, what should I do now with this candle? Yeah, let's try some usual ideas, like the model is holding a candle. Okay, looks nice. The other day you come to the location and then you're thinking, I already took photos of this when model is holding a candle. Now this is not so interesting to me. Let's think about something else. Yeah, I would bring maybe 5 more candles and put on the model's hair, on the shoulders, on the field. And then, yeah, you're very satisfied. You light them up and everything looks more beautiful. The next day, you're thinking, yeah, maybe I can bring more candles and put the model to lay down and then put all the candles and light them up all around the model to have like carpet or candles. And wow, this is so amazing because it is unusual ideas. You don't see very often that model is laying on the grass with lots of candles around the model. So this is how you will attract the audience attention, and this is the most important thing in photography. Even if you are doing the food photography, street photography, fashion photography, fine art photography, every style, you just have to think about some different perspective. And you already have some 3 or 4 ideas only with the candle, and imagining what you can do if you bring the candles, the balloons, the flowers, the plants, and so on. But I think on the beginning is enough to only bring one element, one object, which you have in your home. You don't have to buy anything. You have a vase, you have a flower, you have a plant, you have a nature element. So you can bring any elements you have in your mind just to create something. And it is only important how you will create it. And that is what practice is doing. Like you are thinking about differently. You don't see things the same every day. You see them differently. And if you only sit in your home and then thinking, what should I do? How to create something? Just grab your camera or a smartphone. If you don't have a camera, you don't need a fancy camera for the practice. Then grab your smartphone, go outside, and then take a photo. Just make some setup and then place some elements around the model, or yourself if you don't have a model, and then start taking photos. And then you will see, when you're looking at these photos, you will see what you can move here, what you can change, how to look better, what to change next time. So photography is not only a taking photos, it is the whole organization, it is the whole planning, it is a whole organizing, placing the elements, thinking about the elements. So it is the practice. And yeah, at the beginning you don't have like this practice, but during this job and when you're doing it, I think the practice is most important thing, because it's train your imagination just to think about the placing elements in the right position. So just practice a lot, practice, because this makes everything better. Sorry if I'm doing this with my hands. When I get so excited, I love to use hands like a lot, like la la la. But yeah, this is my first Vlogmas, so sorry if I'm not doing something right. But yeah, I started, so I'm very happy about it. The next most important thing is a budget. So this question I receive a lot on Instagram, on email. So how to invest in my projects, and how to come to these beautiful dresses, crowns, and so on. So when you're starting with photography, it's not easy. So you don't have a big budget to invest in your projects, and you have mind-blowing ideas. So I think at the beginning, I was very lucky, because when I was starting with photography, I applied to one stock website and I got accepted at the first year. And during the first year, I was doing lots of private photo shootings, like for the families and the girls who wants to have a beautiful photos. And I charged like 20 euros back then for like hundreds of photos. It was too low, but I didn't know at the beginning what should I do. I couldn't, yeah. And for every person it's hard when you're starting. So I think the best idea is to apply to some stock sites, or to start selling photos to wall art platforms such as Redbubble, Society6, 500px. Then do lots of private photo shootings for your family, for your friends. If you have a friend and they have a friend who have some birthday, then you can bring and go to the birthday, but make sure to bring some props with you, or to think about a different idea how you can do this birthday. You don't have it don't have to be like usual birthday, yeah, celebration and so on. Just think about how you can do this birthday. You can put lots of chairs and people can sit next to each other, and then do something with hands or make some art photos, and to them this will be very interesting. It is so important just to bring these ideas to the people, because if you come to the birthday and then they will see the camera, then they will start, oh my god, yeah, take photo, come here, and so on. So you here are now the main actor, because you go and what you say is value. So if you say to them, yeah, this is okay, but you already saw lots of photos like this, make sure I want to create something different with you. So you tell to them, yeah, now what I want. Today will be a very interesting day because I want to make some interesting birthday and very artistic. So I wanted to place the people like this around the table, and then I will bring some elements, some objects, some props to them, and then they will hold and we'll make some interesting story. And at the end, you will see how this would be very interesting. So it costs you nothing just to try and to speak with the people. Yeah, for some of the people will not work, but you have to be very patient and you have to be very into this if you want to bring your idea to life and to be if you want to have a success. So don't be desperate if you don't do this on the first try. The next try will be better, so the third and the fourth and the final will be the best. So trust in yourself and trust the process. You can make a big book or something like that, and just slowly you were investing. So I think when we are talking about the budget, I think the most important thing is how you are thinking about the expenses and income. So if you split the income and expenses and you see how much you have in expenses on the projects, on the models, of the props, and how much you need just to invest in your project, then for every next project will be very useful to you. And this is why it is so important to write down or to download some applications. I have some app for expenses and the income, so I use it about 2 years from now, and I think this is the best idea, just to follow your whole budget. When you're starting, it's not too much, but when you're doing the photography, I think, yeah, it is so important. And when it comes to the style, I think the best is to do only one style, because if you're doing when you're starting with photography, I think it is okay to do lots of styles and to try all these styles because you are finding yourself. But if you want to do a fine art, make sure to do only fine art, because if you put all your effort in these artistic projects, like if you think about the models, the locations, the props, then you think all about the fine art. You have fine art mind, and the models are very different in fine art and other styles. So if you do all styles together, then you will be lost. And this is how you also don't have lots of clients, because they will think, oh my gosh, she's doing all this stuff and yeah, she don't have very specific style and we don't want to hire her. So this is so important. If you're doing like mind-blowing portraits, if you're doing like mind-blowing dresses, shots, then I think you should stick to this, because when clients come to you and they say, yeah, I will hire her just because of these beautiful dresses, of these beautiful portraits, then they will know and think about you every time they want to hire for the new project and new idea. So I think this is, you have to be very specific. So maybe you can combine two similar styles, but if you want to do only fine art, make sure to do only fine art. Maybe later you will change, you don't have to do one style for like the rest of your life, but make sure to always be specific what you want. Okay. The next thing is writing down. Writing down is so important. So when you think about the words and when you see these words, then you slowly have some pictures in front of you. Like you start visualizing those things and you start thinking about what this picture can look like in person. So most of the time I already see the pictures before I even create this project. So I have one project which I want to create next week, and then now I have some pictures in my mind how everything will look like. So this is the most challenging thing to me, because I already have these pictures. I want to do like the same when I come to the location. Sometimes it doesn't look the same, sometimes yes, most of the time, but this is always a lesson. What should I change the next time? And just if you are sketch, if you draw, if you sketch or if you paint something, it doesn't have to be perfect. It is only for you to look, and you are not selling this painting or something like that, because it is only a drawing and a sketch just for you before you go to the concept, because before you go to the location, because it is so useful to see for yourself. You don't want to see my sketches, trust me, because this is the most, I think I'm the worst painter in the world, so I don't know how to sketch. So I make some like lines, and this is my project. So when you look at this, you will think, oh my god, what is this? So I think you just have to even sketch or even write down the words. For example, you see the beautiful flower, and then it is a red, and yeah, you write red flower. The next day you see some beautiful forest, then you write forest, and then you're thinking how to combine this red flower and this forest. Then the next time you watch some movie, and then you see one beautiful redhead model, and then you write redhead model. So it is all about combining these elements and how you show them later on location and on the scene. So that is why writing down is so important. As I mentioned, photography isn't only taking photos. It is a lot things before you start actually taking photos. It is a planning, writing down, organization, thinking about details, buying some props, exploring the locations, scouting the models, and looking for ideas for the hair and makeup, then sketch these down just to see how everything looks like, then think about it. So it is a really, you need a lot of effort to do this, and if you truly love, I think we already can do that. I always have my notebook with me when I go to the location and to the shot, because I'm very perfectionist. I always write down my ideas. I always write each scene, and to me it's very important to have everything on location, and because to me I love to done in one or 2 hours, and then I go home to edit and think about a lot of other things which I can do. If I come to the location and then I didn't write anything, and then just start and staring at the model and to each other, then we are thinking, what should I do now? Yeah, you should move left, move right. Yeah, no, this is not the best. And we lose about 5 hours. And in fine art photography, and in every photography's, time is so important, and how you organize the whole time. So I think it is better to plan, to write down the thoughts, to download some photos if you don't know how you want to sketch, and then to bring the location, bring all these ideas, bring the papers and everything you have with you, and then you are done in 1-2 hours, because you already planned everything. The next thing is awakening your mind. So what this means? This means that you must think about things differently. You must see things differently. Like if you are looking at the candle, don't look at the candle like you always look at a candle, like to burning up, lighting up, and put on the table, and then you're writing some cozy times, you know, like everybody else is doing. Just think how you can use this candle, and how you can make a giant candle, you can make a smallest candle, and you can place all around the models or the hands. You can stick the candles through the whole hand or in the hair. So this is different. This is something that is not usually people seeing. So think about this. So now I bring this beautiful yellow flower, and we have a little ladybug here. Oh, nice. Okay, so now I will awake my mind with you. So yeah, this is a yellow flower, and everybody will see this yellow flower. So when I look at this flower, first thing to me is, yeah, this will maybe look weird to you, but if you want to do a like artistic style, then I think you should follow this process. So first you look about this flower and the shape, the color, the texture. So I think this is fluffy. It is circle, yellow color. We had these greens here, and it is so soft. So first thing when I think is a yellow dress, and when I see this circle, then I see some circle crown made of this flower, because this reminds me of that. Then the next I see her walking in a yellow dress through the forest, and then lots of these flowers are the path or are on the dress. Because if you think about this, this is a vibrant color, this is the yellow, this is a strong, so you can think about the yellow dress, you can think about taking photos in fall, you can think about put some lenses, contact lenses in yellow color, then you can use a model who has a yellow hair and using these flowers, or she doesn't, you don't even have to use these flowers. You can only, this flower can remind you of that. So we already have some like different ideas just because of this yellow flower, and imagining how many things you see daily and how you can awaken your mind. But lots of people are too lazy to think. They say they wait for that perfect moment, but that perfect moment come never, because you don't have a perfect moment, you don't have a perfect location, model, prop and anything else. It is everything in your mind and how you will do it. Everything you do, it is perfect. If it's perfect for you, then for everybody else will be also perfect. Because if you share this with a passion, if you share this as your idea, and if you share how you love, then everybody else will love. The final thing is a gear. So when we are talking about the gear, you don't have to own a fancy camera, fancy lenses, the best camera, the best equipment in the world. You just have to see the things, to see with your eyes. Your eyes are creating the photos, and camera only are capturing what you see. So I think before you start taking photos, I think the most important thing is to go through all these things we talk about, to awaken your mind, to start being inspired, and to start writing down your thoughts, because this is the most important thing what you can do before you grabbing the camera or the smartphone if you don't own a fancy camera. So I think if you're really, if you're having a nice camera, this is also always a plus. And if you have a perfect lenses, it gives such a nice quality. It is brings such a nice depth of field, and you can do a lots of things with camera and the lenses. I'm not saying that because I'm the first one who really love to use and experiment with the lenses. You have so many choices and they're so amazing, mind-blowing. So, but when you're starting, this is not so important. Just think about how you can awake your mind, how you can sketch some things, and how you can place those elements. When you think about these things, then grab your smartphone or the camera, go to the location and start experimenting, start practicing, and then you will see what is yours. Because people are always looking at somebody else and they're thinking, I can't do that because she is doing, and I think my idea isn't the best. Lots of people who are coming to my workshops say that, and this is so sad to me because everybody is different, everybody is special, and everybody has something to offer to the world. Even if you are crazy, if you're weird, this is a plus for this style of photography, because you will have 100% crazy ideas, and this is the most important thing when it comes to photography. And I think the most important thing is not to be scary, not to be scared, to not have fear, and you will do lots of things just if you start. And I think this is such a nice month to start with doing this, and I am already excited. If you start, make sure to doing these Vlogmas to share the photos with me. We have a private Facebook group where you can share, or if you're too shy to share, you can share to me. I will look at these photos and then I will give my feedback, what you can improve, what you can change the next time, and so on. So during this Vlogmas, I don't want to be like usual Vlogmas, taking like only talking, like vlogging. This is also nice, but I want these Vlogmas to be photography related and productive, and that means that I want to share the information which will be useful to you, and how you can make the best photos, and how you can grow as an artist and as a human being. And I am very happy, I am very excited about this Vlogmas. I'm very excited about this journey. We are done with these 7 tips, what is important when you're starting with photography. If you like this video, please like. If you don't like, please dislike. If you want to subscribe. And I think just this first, think about all these ideas, think about your journey, and thank you guys so much for watching, and see you tomorrow. Bye.